Good day, it is June the 19th, also called Juneteenth. This is the day that the last of the slaves after the Civil War heard about the Emancipation Proclamation given by Abraham Lincoln. The Civil War was over, and the slave owners didn't tell these particular slaves in Texas that the war was over and that they were free, so that they acted as slaves until the Union Army came in and told them. So they celebrated as Juneteenth. Today we're going to continue Judges. Continue Judges 9, doing 42 to 45, and Proverbs 19. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Begin Judges 9, starting at verse 42. The next day the people of Shechem went out into the fields to battle. When Abimelech heard about it, 43, he divided his men into 3 groups and set an ambush in the fields. When Abimelech saw people coming out of the city, he and his men jumped up from their hiding places and attacked them. 44, Abimelech and his group stormed the city gates to keep the men of Shechem from getting back in, while Abimelech's other 2 groups cut them down in the fields. 45, the battle went on all day before Abimelech finally captured the city. He killed the peoples, leveled the city, and scattered salt all over the ground. Okay, Abimelech came back the next day, and the people were still feeling froggy. The next day, the people of Shechem went out into the field to battle. When Abimelech heard about it, in other words, they went out. Abimelech had already gone, was in the process of leaving or left, and came back. So they tried again. Verse 43. He divided his men into 3 groups and set an ambush in the fields. When Abimelech saw the people coming out of the city, he and his men jumped up from the hiding places and attacked them. Well, he set an ambush and they got attacked. Abimelech and his group stormed the city gates to keep the men of Shechem from getting back in, while Abimelech's other 2 groups cut them down the fields. He wanted to keep them from retreating back into the city and closing the gates again. Verse 45. The battle went on all day before Abimelech finally captured the city. He killed the people, leveled the city, and scattered salt on the ground. He killed all the city. The cropland, when you scatter salt, you can't grow anything on the cropland anymore. So nothing's going to grow there. And there's no people to grow it anyway. He killed them all because they rebelled against him, even though he was an evil king. Proverbs 19. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than the perverse in his lips, and a fool at the same time. Better to be poor and have integrity than rich and a liar and a fool. 2. Also the soul that be without knowledge is not good, and he that hasteneth with his feet sinneth. It's better to know things, so check things out before you act. And acting quickly without consideration usually sins. 3. The foolishness of a man perverteth his way, and his heart fretteth against Yahweh. 4. Wealth addeth many friends, but as for the poor, the friend separateth himself from him. When you're poor, friends are scarce. When you're rich, they come out of the woodwork. 5. A false witness shall not be unpunished. He that breatheth forth lies shall not escape. 6. Many will entreat the favor of the liberal man. That's a generous man. And every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts. A generous man is very popular. Can I have another one? Can I have some? You gave him that. Can I have one too? 7. All the brethren of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? 8. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good. 9. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that breatheth out lies shall perish. Do not lie. God will not look favorably upon it. 10. Luxury is not seemly for a fool, much less a servant to have rule over princes. Out of place, definitely. 11. It is the discretion of a man to be slow to anger. It is glory to pass over transgression. You don't have to have a fight every time someone offends you. Let things go. 12. The king's wrath is his roaring lion, but his favor is dew upon the grass. Don't get the king mad. In today's world, he'll be your boss. 13. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of the wife are a continual dropping. They are very annoying. 14. House and riches are the inheritance of fathers, but a prudent wife is from Yahweh. 15. Slothfulness casteth into deep sleep, and the idle soul shall suffer hunger. 16. He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his soul. He that despises his way shall die. Keep God's commandment, which is to love him and love your neighbor, and you'll be alright. But if you hate doing that, you're going to die. 17. He that is gracious unto the poor lendeth to Yahweh, and his good deed he will repay unto him. That does not mean if you give $10, you're going to get 100 back. And it's not saying, God, look what I did for him. What am I getting? No, you don't. It's not a deal. You give generously because you love God. That's the only reason. 18. Chasten thy son, for there is hope, but set not thy heart on his destruction. Correct your children, but do it appropriately. Do not overdo it. 19. The man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if thou interpose, thou will add thereto. You see this a lot. You interpose for the kids, get them out of trouble, and they keep on getting more and more trouble, and then eventually they get into so much trouble you can't get them out of it. 20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, and that thou mayest be wise in the latter end. 21. There are many devices in a man's heart, but the counsel of Yahweh, that shall stand. When you get counsel from God, that's what's going to stand. 22. The lust of a man is a shame, and a poor man is better than a liar. 23. The fear of Yahweh tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. 24. The sluggard beareth his hand in the dish, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth. That's how lazy he is. He has food in his hand. Will not bring it up. 25. When thou smitest a scorner, the simple will become prudent. The one that has understanding is reproved. You will understand knowledge. 26. A son that dealeth shamefully and reproachfully will despoil his father and chase away his mother. 29. Cease, my son, to hear instruction that causes to err from the words of knowledge. That was 27, I'm sorry. 28. The ungodly witness mocketh at right, and the mouth of the wicked devoureth iniquity. And 29. Judgments are prepared for scorners, and stripes for the back of fools. You scorn or mock God, you will have to answer for it. I hope you've been blessed by this reading. May the Lord richly bless you. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whatever you like. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I.